If you want to be able to buy the most expensive players and open the best packs in FC25, go to u7buy.com to buy your EA FC25 coins. It's cheaper than buying FC points and just as reliable. With their already amazing prices, you can get an extra 6% using promo code Inception at checkout. Okay, guys, so we let some time pass because we're gonna be taking a look at the new evolutions today. I probably won't do a review for Marquinhos. I mean, he looks decent, but yeah, the SBC content this year is lackluster to say the least. 100%. Like my SBC account, you guys know I complete pretty much like all of them. It's just not a good team. You know, like most of the cards, you definitely would have to get like transfer market cards or do specific evolution cards to actually work with proper meta cards, right? Like with the SBC content, like they're releasing a PSG card, which is nice because of Nuno Mendes, and you know, if you did the potential Dembele evolution card, like that would make sense, obviously, right? But I don't know, I just think that with the cards that they could be releasing, not a lot to grind for this year. Like with SBC content, like the cards don't last that long in the gameplay, you know, for a good majority of it. But evolutions wise, today we have the creative catalyst. We're not going to look too much into this one because this one was hyped up quite a bit, but I would say it didn't live up to the hype that much. But there's some cards that you'll be able to play in certain positions that they didn't have before that could be really cool to work with now for people who are kind of just getting into the game and whatnot, right? So a couple of things here is that obviously the roles plays a really huge part in this game, especially after the recent gameplay patch, right? So you have the cam on the Shadow Striker plus, you have the other cam on the Classic 10 plus, right? So stuff like that with playstyles being added, like Incisive Pass, Tiki Taka, Dead Ball, and then a big stat improvement in certain areas could be very helpful for some players, right? So obviously before the evolution came out, this was the card that was you know, trending the most because he has the cam position from before, but if you go to his roles, he only has a Shadow Striker plus, right? Now with the evolution version, you do get some pretty significant upgrades in certain areas that makes him a little bit more meta to work with, right? So big one is obviously in the dribbling department. That being improved is definitely very nice. Shooting improved, passing improved, physical improved by a little bit, definitely makes the card a little bit more usable, right? I think people were expecting like a bigger upgrade, right? Because there was like stuff like this as a picture, right? New Evo added to come soon, cam position, max 87 rated. This could be unbelievable, but you know, on Twitter, you know, people just kind of overhype a lot of things from time to time. But yeah, 93 to an 89, like pretty big difference, right? And then obviously if I go to his rare gold, pick out chains and stuff, it's usually just like the same ones as before, right? But not to say that the card's bad, right? Like if you were to choose this card as an evolution, I think because of the added roles and the added stats on the card, like the only thing that's like quote unquote low on him is in the shot power department, right? But if you are working with players where, you know, you want to work with cards that are as good as he is with the 5-star capabilities, then that's obviously going to be something that people are going to look into, right? With Neymar, he was always good. In the beginning of the year, he was pretty solid to use. I actually liked him a lot. Some other cards that are listed here are cards like Bruno Fernandes, right? So Bruno Fernandes, to be fair to him, actually gets a pretty significant upgrade as well. A lot of big improvements on him. You honestly, you could technically use him as a center mid. You just wouldn't have like that many defensive playstyles, but regardless, you know, like, because look, on a Shadow, like he has some if you really wanted to do that. But in the cam position, yeah, some people can give him like a hunter, to be honest, because even if the dribbling could sometimes feel weird, like if you are playing a 4-2-1-3, I still feel like he would do really well in that position. Like he has double role pluses for all three of, I would say, the main ones, right? So Playmaker, Classic 10, Shadow Striker. So on a hunter chemistry style with the pace and shooting boost, definitely a lot of really nice stuff to look into with this card, right? Passing on the card is in a nice area. He has some pretty decent playstyles. The only thing that you'd maybe work with a little bit would be in like the dribbling department, right? Dribbling department would be a little bit strange sometimes, but I still feel like he would do a pretty solid job, especially since he has all of the passing playstyles, right? You have cards like this, like Savenir, that gets the upgrade. Obviously, base card stats being improved, definitely very nice on him. I think his body type would still make him feel a little bit strange for sure, but the thing is that he still looks like he's well formatted for the Hunter chemistry style. Or if you don't mind working with the center mid play styles or roles that he currently has, he doesn't look horrible on a shadow either, right? With the defensive stats being improved in certain areas, you wouldn't get too many defensive capabilities out of this card. It's more to use as a cam in like a 4-2-1-3 100%. But regardless, it is something that you could potentially work with in that regard too. So it kind of makes sense that he's trending a bit as well. I was about to go into Leon, but he's obviously not part of it. Okay, so Musiala gets one too. How much is this one compared to the SBC now? Yeah, so whatever the SBC version was, you get an improved version of that, basically. Bro, this SBC was mad expensive. Like, I don't know if you guys remember this. Like, he was mad expensive. I think I did do his review. No, I think I did. No, I think no, I did. I think it was on somebody else's account because he's not. I don't think he's on my account, to be honest. Because that was during the time period where like getting coins was pretty tough. And then once you get coins, it's fine, right? But yeah, Hunter chemistry style on Musiala. A nice pace boost, a nice shooting boost. Passing's in a solid area, dribbling also in a solid area. It's a nice card if you want some Bundesliga links. The main thing here is obviously some added role pluses, but you have to be mindful that before, and I remember this card because of before, he already has Shadow Striker plus, right? So it's like, you know what I mean? Like this is a thing where it's like you're adding something, but he already has it. It's more so like, hey, you know, I'm giving him like that boost mainly. You know what I'm saying? Danny Olmo from the Inform version gets an upgrade. Again, with cards like this, I think meta-wise, you would generally just use them in the cam position. Nothing too crazy on this card. You know, he's not like a 5-star, 4-star, apparently, from Footbin. On a Hunter, he does get a nice pace boost, shooting boost. If you play him on a 4-2-1-3, the usability is definitely there. Dribbling-wise, he could be decent, maybe. 89 agility is a little bit low, but it just depends on how his body type and stuff feels in game, which I don't think would be too crazy, but he does have Incisive Pass Plus, which is, at this point, a very good playstyle to work with very good passing stats. And then dribbling, like I said, it's just mainly low in the agility department. Some people might give him an engine, maybe, but I think most people would give him a Hunter and kind of work with that as it is. Center mid-wise, I mean, he has half winger, but you're not really going to use him in that way, I don't think, right? So, couple of other cards here. We got Dybala. He recently got a Player of the Month card, so this would be the comparison between the Player of the Month. The main thing with this card is obviously role pluses, right? So if you go to the Player of the Month, check out his role pluses. Playmaker, Shadow Striker. This one has Shadow Striker and Classic 10, right? So that's a little bit of a difference there. And the other main difference is the fact that this Evolution version gets a 4-star weak foot in comparison to them releasing, I don't know why they do this, but Player of the Month SBCs that just don't get the weak foot improvement, right? So, like I said, SBC content this year is a little strange, right? But yeah, you could definitely go down that route if you want to as well. Iketalade, you get an upgrade on him, 290 for dribbling, increases usability as well. Hunter chemistry style keeps him out of controlled, but he has a lot of play styles to work with, so there's a lot of potential there. His dribbling wouldn't be the craziest, but usability increases for sure. Cole Palmer, I think with the added role pluses, I think that would definitely add a little bit to the card for sure. Shadow Striker plus, Classic 10 plus, good passing capabilities. Basically like a cheaper alternative compared to if you did the SBC version, right? So the SBC version is downgraded like that. With this card though, 5-star, 4-star. With the Palmer card, it looks like he's a 4-star, 4-star. Yeah, so that is a big deal to have, obviously, the 5-star skill moves, but that's a version there that gets stat improvement differences, but does not have the skill moves, right? So it depends on the person. Some people will be okay with that, some people won't. Guti, I didn't like Guti that much when I tried him, to be honest, but I had, like, for you to try out a card like this, it would have to be, like, super early in the game, but again, usability could increase. The thing about these types of cards, right, is that in the current meta, the dribbling I just feel like is kind of low, right? Like we're at a point where if you're using midfielders, like they kind of have to be in the 90s now for that responsiveness, right? Like for that left stick to actually come off really nicely. And with him, it feels like you know, it could potentially be low in certain areas, but I mean, on a hunter, I still feel like he would do okay in the cam position, especially with the roles that he has, playmaker, or excuse me, shadow striker classic 10. So that's added to the card. Nkunku gets variation, so I never tried out this card, so I have no idea what he's like in game. Could be good potentially, but you now have the evolution version that is a 5-star 4-star player, which I think he was before. Oh, 5-star 3-star before. So you give him the weak foot on the card. I mean, he could be good, right? Like one more evolution to increase the dribbling would be very nice for him. It's not like he's poorly formatted either. Like again, with the playmaker, shadow striker, and classic 10, really good roles to work with. So can't really go wrong with that too much. But yeah, there'll be like a few choices here and there. I will say that for this evolution, it does feel, I would say, like mainly sentimental. Like some sentimental cards could be decent, but there's not like too many where it's like really eye-catching, right? Like you got a card like Isco's getting better, to be fair. He is getting better. But they definitely like calculate how much they upgrade certain evolutions, because they know that this is like if you were to do an evolution like this, like you're kind of getting started into the game, you know what I'm saying? But it looks nice. Like there's improvements for the future, especially on a shadow looking pretty good. If you decide to use him as a center mid, but he doesn't have any roles and stuff, right? So definitely very calculated evolutions in that sense. People thought that this one was going to be significantly better, but it's just one of those ones where you currently improve the card and then kind of hope for future improvements, or you want to unlock cards like Nep with Trossard, for instance, if you were to do this. And then use an Arsenal player that on a hunter chemistry style, to be fair, not really poorly formatted. He actually has good roll pluses, again, in the cam position. Hunter chemistry style for the pace and shooting boost is nice. So again, a couple variables to work with there. So I'm curious to see if there is actually any things over here. So let me just check real quick. I was going to check for like more evil stuff, but people don't even have that many they don't even have that many options, so we'll leave it there, guys. We'll leave it there. One of those evolutions for sure. The team of the year one at the first was really good, but today's like one of those like soft days, you know. Like they definitely focus a lot on like the transfer market stuff or packs with team of the year nowadays, I would say, for sure. You could definitely see that. But hey, I'll catch you guys for next video, right? So dudes, love you guys. Maybe we do another player review today. Maybe we do Dembele. We'll see what the vibes are.